began to argue over strategy and insults in the game. One man stood up and pushed the other.
Oh my god.
Staff intervened and briefly separated them, but the fight continued outside the cafe. The aggressor grabbed a knife and stabbed his opponent multiple times in the chest and abdomen.
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? It was that serious? What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Live Fam. Now today, bro, we got the worst gamer deaths ever by Simple Paint. Shout out Simple Paint. You guys go subscribe after this video if you guys enjoy it. But yeah, these videos basically have story times, usually in stick figure form or whatever it decides to take in animation, and they describe like crazy deaths, man. And this one has really caught my eye because it's gamer death. So I'm honestly interested on how Starcraft, Pokemon Go, Minecraft, and Call of Duty can possibly cause a death. That just doesn't make sense in my head. So without further ado, make sure to grab your popcorn. Let's see.
The Starcraft incident. On August 5th, 2005, 28-year-old Lee Sung-seop entered an internet cafe in
Lee Sung-seop. Why does that sound like
2005? 28-year-old
what
Lee
name does that sound like?
Entered an internet cafe in Daegu, South Korea.
Daegu,
he ordered a soda, logged into Starcraft, and began playing. Hours turned into days. Witnesses said he rarely moved from his chair, taking only short breaks to the toilet. By the second night, he had been at the keyboard for nearly 50 hours.
50 hours on the keyboard in like a random restaurant or wherever the hell he is. Why? How does that even commute, bro? Like I'd be, you know what I'm saying, recording reactions or doing other videos and stuff, what I do for the main channel, and after a few hours, like my eyes start hurting, my back start feeling weird, bro. Like I hate it. Like I can't do it for too long. Like how is he able to do this?
His eyes bloodshot, but he kept clicking. The cafe manager urged him to stop, but Lee shook his head and loaded another match. At dawn on the third day, he suddenly collapsed. Paramedics arrived quickly, but he was unresponsive.
He literally gamed till he died. Like, he's like, all right, if I'm gonna die, bro, I'm gonna go out a gamer, which I guess I can respect. But bro, 50 plus hours just sitting in a cafe playing on your computer, that's the way you want your story to go? Like, out of all ways?
Paramedics arrived quickly, but he was unresponsive. At the hospital, doctors confirmed cardiac arrest brought on by exhaustion, dehydration, and blood clotting from immobility. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Oh my gosh. The Pokemon electrocution.
Bro, that one is actually so weird to me. And the reason is because, like, chat, you know how your body, like, if you go without eating, if you go without drinking, if you go without doing stuff that is actually essential for you to survive, your body literally fights against it so bad that you actually get so desperate to just eat anything, to drink anything, right? And then you just end up surviving. That's like how our bodies are wired to be. So for him to literally sit down on a computer for so long and have honestly the mental capability to just let himself die is insane to me, bro. Like, you guys know how this sounds crazy, but how hard you have to try to die, like especially in this condition. Like, he's literally in a cafe sitting down, he could walk out any second, get drink or go get food and something, bro, and he literally just decided to be there just to play a game. Like, bro, I mean, does bro deserve a round of applause for that? I don't know.
The Pokemon electrocution. On July 9th, 2017, in Iloilo City, Philippines, a 12-year-old boy was playing Pokemon Go with friends. They wandered near a construction site while searching for digital creatures. The boy, holding his phone, climbed onto a metal structure close to overhead power lines. Witnesses said he lost his balance and reached out for support. Bro, his hand made contact with a live electrical cable.
Why are you doing this in the first place, though? What made it a good idea in your head? Oh yeah, let me climb this electrical pole that can literally shock me to death. Like, that's common sense no matter what age you are, bro.
A loud crack followed, and he collapsed instantly.
Oh my god.
Friends screamed for help, and bystanders rushed over. Emergency responders arrived quickly, but the boy showed no signs of life. He was pronounced dead from electrocution. Authorities confirmed that he had been distracted by the game, which led him into a dangerous area. The accident was covered by local news outlets and cited as part of a series of Pokemon Go-related fatalities worldwide.
No, chat, I used to remember being like addicted to Pokemon Go. Who played Pokemon Go, bro? Comment in the comments right now. And I feel like this was hella distracting to just be on your phone, because obviously you're using your phone to like find things, but it was like a camera feature, right? So you're still like seeing the world, but then, you know, there's different Pokemons that poke out and stuff, but still it's considered a distraction regardless if you can see things, because obviously you're paying attention whether you see a Pokemon or not, and not whether you're literally climbing up a damn pole or crossing the street and a car is coming right at you. And it's just like a, you know, lesson not only to just not play games while you're walking and stuff, but to just not be on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, check it, whatever, do what you got to do. But bro, if you're literally glued to your phone the whole time while you're walking places and stuff, you are susceptible to anything, and you're just making yourself vulnerable to whatever can possibly happen, whether that's getting ran over, you know what I'm saying, someone running up on you, stealing shit. Like, bro, if you're out in public, you know what I'm saying, keep your head on the swivel and just enjoy the fucking walk, bro. Why you so stuck in your damn phone? Like,
worldwide, where players focused on the screen entered dangerous environments. The Minecraft incident. On July 19th, 2015, a 17-year-old boy entered an internet cafe in Pampanga, Philippines. He logged into Minecraft and began—
Oh my god, don't tell me he's about to stay in there for 50 hours too, bro. What's up with these cafes? Are these cafes inviting death?
And what became a marathon session. Witnesses
Lord.
said he played for almost 3 straight days, taking only brief naps at the desk. Staff grew concerned when they noticed he had not eaten properly and had barely moved from his chair.
How is he— wait. Okay, how is he even able to stay in this cafe for this long, bro? Usually when places close and stuff, they will literally call the police if you don't get out. Like, how is he able to, bro?
Third day, as he leaned forward to type, his body went limp. He collapsed onto the keyboard and did not get up again. Friends called for help, and staff attempted first aid. Paramedics arrived, but pronounced him dead at the scene. Local doctors later cited cardiac failure linked to severe exhaustion and dehydration after continuous gaming. The call of—
Bro, it's literally the same thing as the first game. That's literally the same thing. So I guess you could say that this can be the #1 way to die while playing games. It's just, you know, literally playing until you get severely exhausted and severely dehydrated. You haven't had food and nothing, and you'll literally collapse. But again, it's just an amazing feat, because how are they just letting their bodies just collapse like this? How are they just going without water? How are they going without food, bro? Are they thinking whatever they're eating in Minecraft is just in real life or something? Because that could be the only explanation, bro. I know they feel like shit. They feel like complete shit, and they just keep playing. Is it really that addictive?
Continuous gaming. The
Like,
Call
bro.
of Duty swatting.
Like, I've had gaming sessions where I played for long periods of time, yes. But bro, after a minute, bro, your eyes start hurting, your head start hurting, you get hungry and shit. Like, bro, then you just put it down. Like, I feel like that's what normal people do, right?
2017, 2 Call of Duty players in the United States got into an online argument over a $1.50 wagered match. One player, Casey Viner, asked another—
They were arguing over $1.50. Really?
One player, Casey Viner, asked another, Tyler Barris, to swat his opponent by calling police to his address.
Bro,
Barris
that's
dialed
insane.
911 in Los Angeles and reported a fake hostage situation in Wichita, Kansas. The address he gave was not his rival's, but belonged to 28-year-old Andrew Finch, who had no connection to the dispute.
Wow, bro. Don't tell me he's gonna end up dying because of this shit. Oh my, yo.
Police surrounded Finch's home.
When
he opened the door, officers ordered him to raise his hands. Confused, he moved slightly, and an officer fired a single shot. Finch was killed instantly in front of his family. The case shocked the gaming world. Barris was later sentenced to 20 years—
Bro, man, bro, I mean, like, I know it's hard to get life for something like that because he didn't directly murder someone, but still, bro, like, that almost feels like a life-deserving sentence, to be honest. Because, like, bro, this guy was completely innocent and he got swatted, you know what I'm saying? Usually, most of the time, it goes well, whatever, if you don't know, but dude, he was confused as shit. He thinks it's a prank or whatever. He just moves a little bit and this fucking ass SWAT cop or whatever shoots him. And I know it's like their job or whatever to shoot on site if they don't absolutely respect what they're saying and stuff, but still, that's so sad, bro. And then all because, you know, some people get mad online, bro. That's like, oh my god, people are so fucking weird online, dude. And then, like, they think it's cool or something. They think they're getting back, and look, literally, you know, you literally gave somebody the wrong ass address and now you got an innocent person killed, bro. Like, you should be locked up for life for that.
The case shocked the gaming world. Barris was later sentenced to 20 years in prison, while Viner received a shorter sentence. The Wii Fit incident. On December 28th, 2009.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try to guess this one. Wii Fit, so obviously you're doing, you know, exercises and stuff. But could they have been doing too much exercise to the point where they literally exhaust their body to the point of no turning back? Like, their body's just done.
25-year-old Tim Eves from Sittingbourne, Kent, received a Nintendo Wii Fit as a Christmas present. Excited to try it, he began using the console's fitness programs on Boxing Day. Family members later reported that he exercised intensely for several hours with the balance board and aerobic mini-games. That evening, after finishing a workout, he complained of chest pains and shortness of breath. His mother urged him to rest. Minutes later, he collapsed in the living room. Paramedics were called immediately. Despite resuscitation attempts, he was declared dead at the scene. An inquest found that Tim had suffered a sudden cardiac arrhythmia. Though rare, doctors noted that strenuous physical activity can sometimes trigger fatal heart irregularities in young adults.
I was literally about to guess that arrhythmia, the cardiac arrhythmia, means that there's, like they said, irregular heartbeat. So you know how the heart goes doom, doom, doom. So it can go doom, 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 like a whole bunch of different type of beats, and that's really bad for your heart, bro. Because it's like it doesn't know what it's doing, is working or is not working. Like, that's a bad thing to happen.
The case was widely reported in the UK as the first known death linked to Wii Fit activity. The
Bro,
Counter-Strike
that's
incident.
insane.
On February 26th.
What do you think? I mean, you can't blame the company for that, really. That's just someone absolutely doing the most. And to be fair to this guy, I ain't gonna lie, the Wii Sports, I never had the Wii Fit specifically, but, you know, I could see myself addicted to Wii Sports, you know what I'm saying? Actually having the Wii and stuff, and playing the bowling games, playing all the sports games, bro. Man, they don't have nothing like that no more. I mean, I know they have the Switch and stuff, but it's just not the same. But maybe that's just my nostalgia.
The Counter-Strike incident. On February 26th, 2010, in Chongqing, China, two men in their 20s sat in an internet cafe playing Counter-Strike. They began to argue over strategy and insults in the game.
Bro.
Witnesses said the argument grew heated.
Don't say
with
they
both
started
shouting
fighting
loud enough to attract attention across the room. One man stood up and pushed the other.
Oh my god.
Staff intervened and briefly separated them, but the fight continued outside the cafe.
Are you serious, bro? Over a fucking video game? Like, dude, I know shit gets intense and real arguments can happen on the game. I understand that, bro. Like, game, you get toxic, especially you talking online to someone, just like that one incident, or even in person when you're teaming up with somebody. But bro, to take this outside and just start fighting, and obviously this is most likely going to escalate to some type of death, like, that's insane, bro. Just put the fucking controller down.
The aggressor grabbed a knife and stabbed his opponent multiple times in the chest and abdomen. Bystanders called for help, but the victim collapsed on the pavement before paramedics arrived.
Are you fucking kidding me? It was that serious? It was that serious. Bro, there is absolutely nothing that serious about a fucking video game that you feel you need to stab somebody, bro. Like, are you, like, what are you gonna tell to this guy's family? Or what is this family gonna have to hear? His cause of death, just getting stabbed by his friend. Oh, why? They have beef, you know, prior things. A video game. Yo, oh my.
Bystanders called for help, but the victim collapsed on the pavement before paramedics arrived. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police quickly arrested the attacker, who admitted to losing his temper.
Nigga said he will respond, wait a few minutes. That's not funny.
During the argument. The killing was widely reported in Chinese media as another example of internet cafe disputes turning deadly.
What's up with these cafes? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yo, these cafes need to be banned or something, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because every single one we've seen where the gamers go in a cafe, they end up dying. Somebody end up dying.
Authorities used the case to highlight the growing problem of violence connected to online gaming in public space.
Either close the cafes down completely or take all the electronics out, bro. Like, it's gotta be one or the other.
GTA incident.
What?
On August 3rd, 2008, in Bangkok, Thailand, 18-year-old high school student Paul Wat Chino hailed a taxi late at night. When they reached his destination, instead of paying, he pulled a knife and attacked the 54-year-old driver. He stabbed him multiple times before dragging the body from the car and attempting to drive away. Witnesses quickly alerted police, who intercepted him only minutes later. He confessed that he had been playing Grand Theft Auto and wanted to know what it felt like to hijack a car in real life.
You are the definition of restarted. Oh my god, I can't believe that shit, bro. There's a couple of things I need to talk about here. So first of all, the guy's literally restarted, not mentally capable of having any fucking normal thoughts in his head. Second of all, bro, this is a reason why I could never do like these driving people around jobs, Uber and all that stuff. You know, respect people that do that or nothing, no disrespect, but it's like, for me, bro, the only way I would possibly feel safe, bro, I gotta have a strap with me or something, bro. Like, people are so fucking weird. And, you know, they're just in the back of your car. You're just driving, trying to look at the road and stuff. You don't know what people's intentions are. Like, or you gotta pick up drunk people and all that shit. Like, bro, yeah, I could never do something like that. But, dude, this guy literally said he wants to feel what it feels like in GTA. Like, what kind of sick joke is that, bro? You just took somebody's life because of fucking GTA, you dumb... I ain't even gonna say what I need to say, bro.
Investigators said he showed no signs of intoxication or mental illness.
No signs of intoxication, mental illness. I mean, that's definitely mental illness, though. He's ill. He's ill in some type of way.
Only fixation on the game. The teenager was charged with murder and robbery. He was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. Thai authorities responded by temporarily pulling copies of Grand Theft Auto 4 from store shelves.
See, dumbasses like you get games banned and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's why games are rated mature, so that dumbasses like you can't get it and freaking want to, you know, do it in real life. But this could happen to anybody, chat. You know what I'm saying? This could happen whether it's a young person, an older person and stuff. You know, games just comes with that risk. You know, when you play violent games like that, you can want to reenact it in real life or just see what it feels like, the rush and stuff. And that's a real thing that people get a high off of, you know, the exhilaration of doing something bad, doing something you shouldn't be doing, you know? It's just like kind of in our human nature, I guess, to go against the grain. But it's like at some point you gotta know, bro, like this is way too far. Like, you're literally gonna take someone's life, you know, either whether you injure them or take someone's life, you're creating an event that they're gonna remember for the rest of their life regardless, or their families are gonna remember, you know? Like, and it's like all because of your stupid wants and theories about how you're gonna feel about something. Like, it's just so stupid, bro.
Evidence of dangerous influence. The crime received international coverage and became one of the first game-inspired homicides. The VR
That's
incident.
wild.
On December 21st,
VR?
2017, a 44-year-old man in Moscow, Russia, was at home using a virtual reality headset. He moved through his apartment.
Now, I could definitely believe something happened in VR because on my gaming channel chat, I played VR games before, but every time I hop in VR, I get a headache, like dead ass. Like I can play it for 30, 40 minutes. That's why I don't do a lot of VR games. And I want to because I really like playing VR. But I'm telling you, I get motion sickness or whatever it's called, but my head just starts hurting. So I can imagine if you have a VR on for a very, very long time and you're sensitive to it and you're like dehydrated and all that shit, bro, you could definitely fade out. You could definitely, you know, really hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine you fade out and he like hits the table in front of him, busts his head open or something.
While immersed in the game, unaware of obstacles around him. Investigators later determined that he stumbled while playing and crashed directly into a glass table. The
What did I
impact
just say,
shattered
bro?
the surface,
Oh my
slicing
God.
deep into his body. Alone in the apartment, he was unable to call for help.
Wow.
Neighbors reported hearing a loud crash, but did not enter. Hours later, family members found him lying in the living room surrounded by broken glass. He had bled to death from severe wounds to his head and neck. Moscow authorities confirmed the accident, noting that it was one of the first recorded cases of a fatality linked directly to the use of a VR headset. The unusual circumstances attracted international attention, with headlines highlighting the hidden dangers of playing immersive games in unsafe environments. The world of Warcraft.
Nah, that's definitely, you know, a true fact right there. When you play with VRs and stuff. I mean, my VR literally makes me create enough space to play a game, but it still could be dangerous. Like when I was playing one time, like I accidentally smacked my desk or something. So there's definitely risk to that. And you definitely don't want to be playing around a glass table, dude. Like if you know you have a glass table, anything sharp around you, something that can be a hazard to you, you know, while you're playing VR, you should probably not play in that area, you know? And obviously it's not completely his fault, but I feel like, bro, you got to kind of think about that type of stuff before you put a VR on. But, you know, it's just unfortunate, man. All these are unfortunate.
On February 1st, 2007, a 26-year-old man walked into an internet cafe in Guangzhou, China. He sat down, opened World of Warcraft.
Bro, why is it? Dude, that's such a cool ass name, bro.
Man walked into an internet cafe in Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. Like, bro, I would love to live in a city called Guangzhou. That shit sounds tough.
Sat down, opened World of Warcraft, and began to play. Witnesses later said he barely spoke, only pausing for instant noodles or brief toilet breaks.
Bro.
Day 1 passed, then day 2. He remained in the same seat, eyes fixed on the screen.
Here we go again. Again with the cafe.
Fingers steady on the mouse. By the 3rd day, his movement slowed. At 10 a.m., he suddenly slumped forward onto the desk.
Wow.
Other customers thought he had fallen asleep. After several minutes without motion, staff went to check. They shook his shoulder, but he was limp. An ambulance was called. When paramedics arrived, he showed no pulse. Doctors at the nearest hospital declared him dead.
I wonder how long, because they said they walked past him and thought he was asleep and stuff. I wonder how long he was just like knocked out and he was still conscious, you know, before he went completely just dead.
He showed no pulse. Doctors at the nearest hospital declared him dead, citing cardiac arrest linked to extreme exhaustion and dehydration after 3 days of continuous gaming. The Halo incident. On October 20th, 2007.
Bro, Halo is one of the best games ever, bro. I be wanting to play it on my gaming channel, but I know you guys are not going to watch that shit. But bro, I used to play Halo all the time, and my memory's bad, so I can't just, you know, remember certain missions and stuff. But dude, I just remember playing like with my little sibling and stuff. Like we used to play co-op, and that shit was lit. Especially like Halo 3, Halo Reach. Yeah. When was the last time I played Halo though? I guess the last Halo I played was like the Halo Infinite, but that was just like mostly based on multiplayer. I used to love the campaigns, like the storylines of it, you know?
Arlington, Ohio, 16-year-old Daniel Petrick argued with his parents after they confiscated his copy of Halo 3. They had locked the game in a safe, believing he had become dangerously addicted. While they were out, Daniel discovered where the key was hidden and retrieved both the game and his father's...
Bro. Why would they lock it? I mean, obviously they don't anticipate him going in there to get it, but bro, like, oh my gosh. How are you even leaving the key at home? You have a safe where you have a gun and stuff, and you're leaving the key in any type of access. This is how these kids end up getting these fucking guns and shit and going and being school shooters or doing whatever, bro. Their stupid ass parents make it so accessible. Like, yeah, they could probably think, oh, that we hit the key or whatever, but why are you not taking it with you or something? You're making sure that there's no possible way he could get a key for this. Like, it's just, oh my gosh, that's so dumb, bro. This is a parent's fault. Whatever's about to happen.
He confronted them in the living room. He asked them to close their eyes, saying he had a
surprise. Close your eyes.
Instead, he raised the pistol and fired.
What?
His mother, Susan, was killed instantly. His father, Mark, was shot in the head, but survived. Daniel attempted to frame his father by placing the gun in his hand.
Bro, that is a devil child right there. Holy crap, that's a devil child. Like, how do you even have the guts to do this, bro? Over a fucking video game, dude? Like,
paramedics arrived quickly and saved him. Daniel was
He needs more than adoption center, bro. He needs just complete life in jail, bro.
arrested
There's no
and
other
later
fix for
sentenced
that.
to 23 years to life in prison. The case shocked the United States, raising questions about violent video games and teenage obsession. The Pokemon Cliff.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the video game's fault or whatever. Like, video games are not going to go away, bro. Like, they're obviously rated certain thing, whether it's mature or whatever. So it's like they're already disclaiming that it's not for children, not for teenagers, whatever age range that is targeted is not towards children, you know? So you can't really blame the company of the games or whatever. I feel like this is more like on the parents. Like, how are you raising your kids to be raging this bad and to feel this way towards you, or to even have access to weapons or anything? This mostly falls on the parents, in my opinion, you know? Like, you can't blame the game for this.
September 7th, 2016, two men in Tokushima Prefecture, Japan, were playing Pokemon Go along a coastal path. The mobile game, which used GPS and augmented reality, had become a global sensation only weeks earlier. Players often followed the app into unfamiliar areas while chasing virtual creatures. That afternoon, the men, aged 21 and 22, walked together while staring at their phones. The trail narrowed near a steep drop overlooking the sea. Focused on the screen, they failed to notice the edge. Both fell from a height of more than 65 feet. Emergency responders were called immediately by nearby witnesses. One of the men was found alive but badly injured. The other was discovered at the base of the cliff, unresponsive. He was declared dead at the hospital a short time later. Japanese authorities urged players to pay more attention to their surroundings.
Yeah, not just players, just people in general. Like I said, it's just another example of just walking around, head stuck in your phone, not paying attention to your surroundings, bro. That's literally all what it boils down to.
The case received wide coverage in national and international media. The League of Legends incident. On November 14th,
the fact that it's called, I know it's LOLs for League of Legends, but LOL is crazy.
In international media. The League of Legends incident. On November 14th, 2012, a 23-year-old man entered an internet cafe in Wuhan, China. He sat at a terminal, logged into League of Legends, and began to play. Staff said he had been a regular customer, sometimes staying for long sessions, but this time he remained in his seat for nearly 23 hours without
go again, bro.
Other patrons noticed him shifting uncomfortably, rubbing his chest, but he kept on playing. As the morning turned into afternoon, his body weakened. At 3 p.m., he suddenly slumped back in his chair. His arms fell to his side. The mouse slipped.
It's like at any point of these exhaustion points, at any point where you feel like complete shit doing this, does it ever just click in their head like, okay, maybe I should just go home. Maybe I should just stop playing. Maybe I should get some food. Maybe I should get some drink. Something. Like, how do they get themselves to this point where it's just like, there's no going back?
The attendant rushed over, calling his name, but he was unresponsive. Paramedics were summoned immediately. By the time they arrived, his pulse was faint and irregular. He was transported to a nearby hospital, where doctors attempted to resuscitate him. He was declared dead shortly afterward. Medical staff attributed the death to cardiac arrest brought on by fatigue, dehydration, and prolonged immobility.
It's literally the same thing every time when we have these cafe incidents. Like, they usually just go into cardiac arrest. And that makes sense. Like, all those symptoms, the dehydration, you know, not eating and stuff, that all leads to just your heart not being able to fucking function.
One of several such incidents reported in China during that period. The Lineage 2 incident. On March 29, 2005 in Shanghai, two friends, Qiu Chengwei and Zhu Kaoyuan, played the online game Lineage 2. Qiu loaned Zhu a powerful virtual sword, the Dragon Saber. Weeks later, Zhu sold it for 7,200 yuan without permission.
Is that a lot? 7,200 yuan?
Furious, Qiu demanded its return. When Zhu refused, Qiu reported the theft to police. At the time, Chinese law did not recognize virtual property as real, and no charges were filed. On the evening of March 29th, Qiu confronted Zhu in person. The argument escalated into violence. Qiu drew a knife and stabbed Zhu repeatedly. Zhu died from his wounds. Qiu was arrested at the scene. In June 2005, he was convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole. The killing became one of the first high-profile cases linking disputes over virtual items to real-world homicide.
That's crazy,
sparking debate in China over the value and legal status of digital property.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, in this case, it's not as outrageous as the last one we did that we watched, where they were basically just fighting over the game in general. You know, like they were teammates fighting. This is a little different because it's like there's money involved. And, you know, in this case, a lot of money involved. Obviously, you can't sue, you can't do anything because the courts don't support the whole digital thing at this point in time. I don't know if it's still, I'm pretty sure it's not like that no more. But, you know, there was no way for him to get his money back without feeling the need to do it by force. And you know what I would just say in this case is like, bro, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you're gonna argue, go back and forth about it, but it's like, damn, is that 7,200 like worth you just being in prison, you know, going to jail forever, like just because you killed someone? Like, is it worth it, you know, for 7,200? I don't think so. I don't think nothing's worth being in prison for life. So, you know, when it comes to that, I don't know. That's a tough situation though, because like anybody would be mad about that, you know. But
the Pokemon train. On August 23rd, 2016, in Tokushima Prefecture, Japan, a 39-year-old truck driver was driving on a rural road while playing Pokemon Go. Distracted by the game, he failed to see two women
Pokemon Go while you're fucking driving. This is not the most restarted thing ever, bro.
crossing at a railway intersection.
Oh
the
my
truck
gosh.
struck both pedestrians. One
What
woman,
an idiot.
aged 72, died instantly. The
Wow,
second,
bro.
aged 60, was rushed to hospital with
Like, imagine you just hear your grandparents die, not of natural causes or nothing, because some dumbass was playing Pokemon Go and while he's driving, bro.
injuries and died shortly afterward. Witnesses said the driver never braked before impact. Police arrested the man at the scene. He admitted he had been playing Pokemon Go behind the wheel. Prosecutors
Wow.
charged him with dangerous driving resulting in death. The case made national headlines in Japan, where the government had
I mean, he's gonna get charged for manslaughter, right? Like, literally murder people. Not the driving that led to murder. No, he murdered them, bro.
issued public safety warnings about the game. Following the tragedy, Niantic, the game's developer, added new warnings for players not to use the app while operating vehicles. Despite the changes,
It's
the
crazy.
Tokushima crash remains one of the deadliest incidents linked to mobile gaming distraction. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe
This is
for
crazy.
similar ones and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.
Nah, this video is crazy. And the main thing I've learned from this is don't go to fucking cafes as a gamer. Don't stay in there until you literally die. And don't argue over fucking games, bro. Like, it's crazy, chat. But let me know you guys' opinions and stuff in the comments. Get out of here. I probably yap too much, bro. Whatever. That's the point to yap, you stupid bitch. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.